In this video, I'll share our secrets on how we take the top spots on pocket option, how we trade profitably, and earn these kinds of amounts. And, of course, I'll also show you how you can start copying us today. All you need to do is connect your account to ours and start earning from our signals. So basically, you won't even have to do anything yourself. That's why I'm going to share our secrets now, how we make money, how we earn these amounts, and, of course, how you can earn with us. So let's get right into this video. I'll share a few secrets. Let's take, for example, a situation. How do we actually do our analysis? Look, right now on TradingView, we can see that the price is going to move higher. In other words, it reached a certain level, this one right here. And so, we understand that from here, we're going to move up. Yes, at that moment, it broke through. But since we have lower levels, for example, right here, and so we understand that the price should move higher. In other words, it was already in this whole zone. So from here, we can confidently grow upward. This is just an example of analysis. So, on this trade, on this currency pair, I can open my buy position. This is an example of how we do our analysis. We use premium, expensive indicators. We use regular technical analysis. And we use smart money concepts. In general, we have a very large knowledge base that we apply in our trading. We have different managers and different traders, each using their own style. For example, I like to use technical analysis together with indicators. So, we make money using these strategies. And now, in this video, I want to share with you a ready-made strategy that I personally use. It's pretty complex, but you can master it in just about a week. If you don't want to learn it yourself, at the very least, you'll find out how you can join us today, copy our trades, and, accordingly, make money from it. So, this will be real copy trading, where you just need to connect your account to ours, and then your trading will run automatically. So, right now you'll learn all the strategies that can really help you make money, or at the very least, you'll find out which strategies we use to make good profits. It's really not hard, as long as you know the most basic rules. As you can see, I closed my first trade for $2,300 in profit. Now, let's talk about how you can connect your account today. All you need to do is follow the link in the description and message our managers, or our support team. You just need to write the phrase, "I want to join copy trading." Then, our team will give you all the instructions on how to do it and how to connect to our account to copy our trades. It's really convenient. You don't need to open anything yourself. For example, let's say you have $5,000 that you want to use for passive income, so that money can generate income for you passively. So, you deposit the money into your own account. We don't have access to it, and only our trades are copied to your account. Our stats, by the way, show between 80 and 90% of our trades are profitable. Well, you've basically seen for yourself how much we make in a month. So you can calculate for yourself what your returns would be. For example, plus 70% in a week, or plus 30% if the market is really tough. So, you'll actually be in the black by anywhere from 30 to 70%. That's on your entire deposit. Depending on your risk level and how everything is set up, if you want a detailed guide, just message our support account or our managers, and they'll help you connect your account. But for now, let's look at a strategy we often use to grow our deposit. When we do our analysis, we immediately go through several stages. So first, it's technical analysis. For example, right now I'm looking at where the levels are and where the price might go. I see that we have a level below. It's important to check where the price is moving. I see that we're in a global sideways trend, meaning a broad sideways movement, but I have indicators that give me hints. So right now, for example, on the Australian dollar to US dollar pair, I see from our indicator that the price is going to move higher. And then I notice that the price has touched the middle line on this indicator. Yes, at the moment we have a downward movement here, but from this point we could see a bounce. That's why I choose the Australian dollar to US dollar pair, and right from here, I open a 1-minute buy trade. My entry point turned out to be terrible. It's actually a really bad entry point, but even with such an entry point, we still have very good chances. Obviously, I'm rushing a bit right now, all for the sake of the video, but still, if you do this without recording, it takes much more time. That is, each pair is checked manually. You look at the current market situation, and then decide how to act accordingly. Let's watch this trade. In theory, we should see a good upward impulse, because the price really could go even higher from this level, so let's watch. We have exactly 20 seconds left. See, the entry point let me down, and that's minus $3,000. So how do we deal with situations like this? Actually, this isn't a reason to panic or get upset. It happens. Made a mistake in the analysis, you have to admit your mistakes. So, for the next trade, I'll open with $4,500 to cover my loss. It's not that much money when you have a solid, large deposit, you really don't have to take big risks. For example, risking 3% of your deposit is actually a small risk, and my strategy allows me to make mistakes like this. So, in the long run, I'll be well in the profit. So far, 1 loss, 1 win. Let's see what else this strategy can do. But this time, I'm not going to rush anywhere, and I'll only comment on my analysis after I find a good opportunity. Look, the British pound and Japanese yen. I'm opening a buy trade here right now. It might seem like there's a downward movement, but look at what's happening here. First of all, we've come into this zone. So, the price came and touched it. We can actually see this on the chart. What else can we see? We can see that there isn't really a strong downward movement. Our super trend indicator shows that we're moving down right now, for example. But the second value of this Flex EMA indicator shows us that we're still in the buyer's zone. So this impulse immediately covered these 2 candles. And, accordingly, it should now give a very strong reversal move. So this is an entry point based on the impulse. It's a very confident, very safe trade, a very safe entry point, but you have to catch it in time. They don't happen very often. And as you can see, this time, unlike the previous trade, I managed to catch a good entry point, which instantly brought me plus 10 points and, accordingly, $3,100. So even with a payout of 68%, I covered my loss and can, for example, get back to the same $3,000. So there are situations when we just work with the trend, and those also require analysis. There are situations when we trade on the rebound. These are actually the safest, easiest entry points, but they don't happen very often. And, accordingly, we always use a combined approach so that we don't stand still, so that we always have opportunities to open this or that trade in a quiet market or, on the contrary, in a super volatile one. By the way, just take a look at this movement. So, as I said, here we can make money on a 1 minute, 3 minute, or even 5 minute trade. These are truly the safest entry points. So, this gap was covered, this candle was covered, and accordingly, we filled all of that, reached this level, and from there got a good impulse. Plus, our indicator didn't go into the orange zone, even though it's signaling a sell here. Let's take a look at another similar analysis. Again, a very similar situation. Right from here, on the US dollar to Japanese yen pair, we can make a buy trade. So, I'm immediately opening my buy trade. And let's break down what happened here. First of all, our Flex EMA indicator shows that we're moving up, and that's exactly what's happening. So, what happened next? The price completely covered this entire impulse move. In fact, it even went lower. So, we can even open a 3-minute trade. We can see that we've really covered all these candles, filled in all this gap, and now we're ready to move on. So, the impulse principle worked here. The thing is, the price can never just keep going up forever. So, we had a good move here, and then we had this whole correction. After a correction, obviously, the price can't just keep going down or up all the time. That's why a correction happened, and now we're ready to move higher. So, this is also an example of an impulse. I also got a good entry point, which is already giving me a 15-point profit right now. So, you can work with these strategies, or you can just copy us and, accordingly, copy all our trades. We trade using completely different strategies on totally different markets. If we don't have the opportunity to trade, if the market is really bad, we avoid taking risks. We try our best to preserve our money, and your money as well. That's why we care a lot about safety. If you have any questions, or if you want to trade using our strategy, or just want to connect your account to ours, then write to our support account or to our manager saying that you want to join copy trading. Guys, you'll be added to our account, and then you'll be able to confidently copy our trades. Anyway, I'll leave the links in the description. Be sure to message our managers if you really want to make money by simply connecting your account. If you want to learn these same strategies, then subscribe to this YouTube channel, hit the like button, and keep watching the video, because I'll be regularly sharing these awesome strategies that really work. And yeah, on one hand, it might seem really hard, but once you understand which factors are a priority and which aren't, everything becomes much easier, and you can literally master even a tough strategy like this in just a few days. Anyway, I'll leave all the links in the description, and I'll see you in the next videos.